Please stay tuned for our sponsored program, The Vikash Mittar Sen Show, an interview of Dr. Lalit Kanodia, who is an Indian business entrepreneur, chairman of the Datamatics Group of Companies.
So we have with us Dr. Lalit Kanodia, the pioneer of software industry in India. He set up and he heads a company called Datamatics, which almost everybody in the country knows about, has heard about, and the whole rest of the software industry followed him. And look where India became. We became the biggest software producer in the whole world. So, sir, how did you get into this business? I mean, it was completely new when you started it. Nobody knew anything about it. Where did you learn about it, and why did you come into it and not go into other normal businesses like textiles and cement and etc., etc.? This was something totally different.
Well, Vikas, I was a student at IIT Bombay.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, we did not know what a computer was. There was no computer in IIT in those days.
Okay.
And to be quite honest with you, I did not know what software was.
Okay.
But I was very keen to, coming from a Marwadi family, as you pointed out,
Yes.
to study management.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, there was no MBA in India either.
Okay.
I'm talking of now 1963.
Okay.
Therefore, I applied to some of the best American universities,
Yes.
primarily to get an MBA, and I was fortunate to get admitted to MIT,
Okay. Amazing.
which is recently
best-
rated as the best university in the
world.
world.
Yeah.
So I was very lucky to be admitted there. And one of my courses was computers and software.
Okay.
And this is the first time I came to know what a computer could do and what software could do.
Yeah.
It was more by accident than by
Okay.
design.
Okay.
And then I became a research assistant to Professor Donald Carroll, who later became Dean of the Wharton School of Finance.
Oh, amazing.
And under him, I got an office at what is called Project Mac. At that time, I'm talking of 63 to 65, Project Mac was one of the most advanced software setups in the USA. And they designed the first multi-user operating system.
Mm-hmm.
Up to that time, a computer could be used only by one person.
Okay.
So at this project, which was funded by IBM, funded by the US Department of Defense,
Yes.
we developed a system where the same computer
Yeah.
could be used by multiple people.
people.
So this is how my love for software and computers started,
Yes.
and I have later on built on that.
Okay. But what was your family business when you came into this?
Well, my family was into the gold business.
Uh-huh.
My father was one of the largest bullion merchants in India,
Okay.
but unfortunately he died
Ah.
in an air crash
Oh.
when I was just 10 years old.
Oh.
So it's a big setback for the family,
Yes.
but I think we had a joint family, and I think the family pulled together,
Yeah.
and every one of them has done very well, in fact.
Very good. Do tell me your education background, though we already almost spoke about it. But formally, what was it?
Well, at schooling was at Bombay Scottish
Mm-hmm.
in Bombay. Then I got to Elphinstone College. In those days, you could not get to IIT without 2 years of college.
Graduation.
So I had to go to Elphinstone College for 2 years.
Mm.
And then I got admitted to IIT Bombay,
Mm-hmm.
where for 4 years,
Yes.
and got my BTech in mechanical engineering in 1963.
Mm-hmm.
Thereafter, as I mentioned, I got admitted to MIT USA, and I went there for my MBA,
Mm-hmm.
which took 2 years. So 63 to 65,
Yes.
I was a student at MIT. By luck or by design, I topped the class,
Oh.
which is at MIT a very rare distinction.
Yes.
And I was given the Ford Foundation Fellowship
Oh, great.
to do a PhD. When I went, I didn't want to do a PhD, but my professors said that, look, Lalit,
Yes.
you've got the Ford Foundation Fellow,
Yeah.
you're bright, you must do a PhD.
Okay.
So I
Good.
proceeded
Yeah.
and then got my PhD in 1967.
Mm-hmm. And that was, from there you moved into industry?
Well, in 1965, after my MBA, I came to India for the summer vacation, like
Yes.
all students do.
Yes. Correct.
You get a 4 or 5 month break,
Yes.
and I came to India. And then I met Asha, who is now my wife,
Yeah.
and I proposed to her
Mm-hmm.
whether she would get married to me.
Hmm.
And she said yes. Now, in those days, you couldn't travel to and from the USA like we do today.
Yeah.
Today we travel
Yes.
at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
In those days, traveling to and fro was not that
Planning, long planning.
simple. That's right. And I got bored very quickly because the Pandit said there is no Mahurat
Oh.
for marriage till the beginning of the next year, the
Oh.
beginning of 1966.
Hmm.
So I went and saw the head of HR
Yes.
in the Tata Group, Professor Choksi, his name was,
Mm-hmm.
Rustam Choksi. And I told him I'm here on a vacation
Yes.
and I'm going back to America for my PhD. Can I do something for you
Yes.
in the next 4 or 5 months? And to my great surprise, he said, yes, why not?
Hmm. Positive man.
So, so I got employed in the Tata Group, and during that 4 or 5 month period that I was with them, I wrote up 4 or 5 project reports,
Yes.
one of which was to start a computer company.
Oh, so that was TCS.
That was TCS.
So you are the person who started TCS.
Yeah, I wrote up the project report for TCS.
Amazing.
And then, of course, after having written the project report,
They asked you to implement.
I went back to
Okay.
MIT for my PhD.
Hmm.
But my director in charge,
Yes.
Professor Agarwal,
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Agarwal,
Yes.
who was the managing director of Tata Electric Companies, kept chasing me
Okay.
when I was in America and said, come back, come back. I want you to start this company.
Yeah.
It's just kind of unique for me. I was just in college and
Yeah.
getting an opportunity in the Tata Group to start a company
Yeah. Quite amazing.
was quite a distinction in a way.
Yes.
So I came back. In fact, after I finished my PhD, the very next month, my wife and I
Yes.
took the plane and came back to India.
Yeah.
And in 67, I started TCS.
Amazing. What a story. So TCS is now, but how many thousand crores turnover now
Well,
in TCS?
it's now about $30 billion,
Wow.
which is about
Translates
more than
to how much?
25,000 crores
Amazing.
or 250,000 crores.
You should get the biggest Tata award if they have any.
No, I'm blessed that I could start that company,
Yes.
and I'm blessed that I could start the industry in a way.
Yes, you have.
So that's a reward in itself.
Yes, that's true. I'm just asking. So that was the beginning of TCS. I never knew that. I knew that you used to manage TCS in the beginning, but I didn't know it was your baby.
Yeah. I wrote the project report
Yeah, right from there.
and then started it, headed it. So yes, it was a great experience.
And then you began Datamatics, is
And
it?
then
After
in
that?
1975,
Yeah,
we started Datamatics as a group of companies,
yeah.
which has grown significantly into not only computers, it's into diverse businesses now.
Yes.
The extended family, we were a joint family, as I mentioned to you, and you may be surprised, 5 of them have been to MIT,
Oh, they followed you.
yeah, and 7 of them have graduated from IIT Bombay.
Okay. You,
So they all,
you converted your family into a full educational based family,
yeah,
which would not have been planned. They followed
no, it
you.
is not planned, it is not planned,
Yeah.
but I think it comes in the genes, I think,
Yes, also in the beginning.
and they've all done very well.
Yeah.
So in the extended family now, we have many companies. You'll be surprised to know we have an airline in America,
Oh, really?
yeah, called the Stan State Airline.
Okay.
We have a fertilizer plant near Durgapur called Matix Fertilizers.
Yeah.
And we have about half a dozen software companies
Yes.
doing various diverse fields.
Yes, specialists.
One of them is listed, the rest are not listed.
Okay. So, would you like to tell me more things that I am not asking? There is a lot of things written here, but I want you to say there is a lot of things that which I don't want to ask. I mean, rather hear from you.
If I had ever chosen to live in the United States,
Yes.
there's a good chance that I would have been a professor.
Yeah. Okay.
I love to teach, I still love to lecture,
Yes.
and I have taught MBA students while doing my MBA itself at MIT.
Okay. Really?
Very fortunate. It was more by chance. My professor, Ron Howard, became a visiting professor at Stanford,
Okay.
and somebody had to teach his course.
Yeah. Oh.
So he said, Lalit, can you do that?
Yes.
So I was fortunate
To get
while
that.
doing an MBA to teach MBA students
Wow.
at
Great.
MIT. And when I came back here, my love for teaching
Yes.
did not cease. And you may be surprised to know that I taught 2 years
Yes.
at Jamnalal Bajaj
Okay.
as a visiting professor in the evening.
Oh.
So in the daytime I was doing whatever my job was.
Mm-hmm.
In the evening I taught for 2 years at the Bajaj Institute, which is proximate to where we are sitting right now.
Okay. Somewhere here.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 buildings away.
Okay.
So that's been my love, and I still enjoy lecturing,
Yeah.
teaching, and I do that quite frequently.
So you taught MBA students at
Yes.
MIT. That's what you meant.
Yes. Even at Bajaj, I taught MBA students.
Okay. But were you not too young then?
Yes, see, at MIT, I was very young.
Hmm.
I taught students in the year 1965
Yeah.
when I was 24 years old.
Okay. That's
But that was,
really
I told
amazing.
you, by accident
Yes.
because of circumstances which I've described to you.
Mm-hmm.
And having come back to India, I was in my late 20s, early 30s
Yes.
when I taught at Bajaj
Hmm.
because I loved that. That was not a job.
Yes.
It was more out of fun, and it gave me a lot of satisfaction that I had so many bright students, both at Bajaj and at MIT.
Yes.
The class were extraordinarily bright.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great joy and pleasure to teach people of that caliber.
Very good. So you have grown into, became the president of IMC, which is quite a remarkable achievement. The Chamber of Indian and the American Chamber of Commerce.
See, after I've slowly handed over charge of our group of companies to the next generation.
Okay.
My 2 sons run the 2 software companies that we have.
Yeah.
My nephew runs the airline, another nephew runs the fertilizer plant. So we've handed over control to the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
Having done that, I thought I need to contribute to society.
Okay.
And therefore I took on the responsibility first of heading the IACC, Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. And at their insistence, after a couple of years, they made me national president.
Okay.
And I thought that yes, maybe I could contribute to the Indo-US economic relations, which have done very well, as you know.
Yeah.
So it's been very rewarding that you could contribute to society and then the Indian economy.
Yes.
And then I was participating in the Indian Merchant Chamber, which is now called IMC Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And they also insisted that I take on the presidentship. So I reluctantly took that up, to be quite honest with you. But it was very, very rewarding in its own way. You get to know government officials, you get to know ministers, you can run a chamber of commerce,
Yes.
which is unique in itself. So it was rewarding and it's emotionally rewarding. It gave me satisfaction that I have been able to do something for the country.
So even I have started a little bit of payback at this age, which is quite a lot now. So I do mentoring.
Oh, very good.
And I have done about 70 mentoring sessions.
Oh my God, that's a lot of sessions.
Yes, these people come to me, the young businessmen. They tell me what they have done, what they have studied, and then what I can help to improve their business. And I always find something which can help them. And often they come back after 3 months and say, we did it and it worked.
Oh,
and
very
we are
good.
very happy.
Very good.
I also started a chamber of commerce, like you mentioned. My own chamber of commerce called IBG.
Yeah, remarkable job.
Yes, and it's been 10 years already it's been running.
Remarkable job.
So
When
I
we met,
really-
and I remember when you started it,
Yes,
I was
think-
not sure it could succeed.
Yes.
There are so many chambers of commerce.
Yes.
But I must admit that you proved me wrong.
So it happened.
You've done a great job.
So people like you were invited there and people saw people like you coming and they said, this is a good place to be. So it succeeded and now it's grown and it's independent on its own.
No, remarkable job. Remarkable job.
So sir, I would like to thank you because we are running short of time. So we want to thank you very much for this opportunity.
Vikas, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. And this is a service to the nation. Mentoring is a service to the nation.
Yes, I hope.
You're participating in this kind of program at the All India Radio.
Yes.
It's a service to the nation. So please keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were listening to our sponsored program, The Vikash Mittal Sen Show, an interview of Dr. Lalit Kanodia, an Indian business entrepreneur, chairman of the Datamatics Group of Companies.